is probably movie soundtracks. I don't know. I find that there's something that we sort of to sort of find a common thread in with our own music is. I've done it again. A common thread we find in our music is a very visual feeling thing, and I think movie soundtracks are they're very obviously they're very visual sounding pieces, and
maybe speaking collectively for all of us, that the whole sort of idea of what grunge and how it spoke to us as young adults back then, I think that was such an ear-shattering wake-up call to a way to treat rock and roll and exploit rock and roll. I think it was such a core pinpoint for all of us back then.
I think there's a collective in us as well, which we can either speak personally or collectively about it. Is anything that sort of golden era of songwriting, which whether it be like the Motown and Stax stuff, or my personal favourite love of the Beach Boys and Brian Wilson. You kind of need to look no further than that for pop songwriting or any songwriting really. It's genius, and harmonies and structures and rhythms, tempos, everything. It's pretty unbeatable, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe slightly later that whole sort of that acid wash sort of period, like Pink Floyd and Zeppelin and all that, as far as shaping.
Well, they took it and pumped some drugs into its veins, I think.
Yeah, and again, the whole art and whatever your choice is, hand in hand. I think that is a pretty important period.
Yeah,
definitely, especially from my parents' point of view as well. I mean, like my parents as well have always filtered song and music down through in the house. It's always been around. So I remember as a little kid going, "What is that? Where did that come from?" And that's the start of it. That's how you get into it. How it affects.
Definitely, and I guess another one for me as well, and I think everybody, whether it's conscious or not, is classical music. I mean, it doesn't really, not the period classical per se, but just in general. I think you get different things from different areas, and it's such an effective thing to look at for for writing, whether it's like really dark and heavy like Wagner or something like that, for chords and movements, and it's still so many complex movements which you can draw from in a modern day. I think and whether you actively listen to it or not. I mean, none of us really actively listen to it all day long like a music student. But I think the core ideas and I guess influence of those things still hold their weight.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.